We are having an alligator of an old time here at the Reptile Parties and Nature Center YouTube channel. Welcome back. It's been a while. This is Jason with YYC Nature Center here in Calgary, Alberta, along with Calgary Reptile Parties. And yeah, this is our first video in a while, so we're going to go big. The reason why I haven't had a video in a while is because I have been insanely busy. We've been on the road. We took our wildlife festival to Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, even just listing them off is crazy. Strathmore, Calgary, Regina, Saskatoon. We also were at the Edmonton Boat and Sportsman Show and the Calgary Comic Expo. I've got a video of some cool stuff in the Comic Expo coming up as well that I think you'll enjoy. And I had all these grandiose plans of like filming behind the scenes and what it was like on the road, and it just didn't happen. We were so busy. It was such a big learning experience for me to sort of figure out how all of this should and could work. And so in terms of taking a moment to like film and be like, yeah, hey, we're in Saskatoon and da-da-da-da-da, just didn't happen. I was on stage or I was dealing with stuff in the back. But we're filming a bunch of YouTube videos now, and we're going to get caught up and have content back. And hopefully next year when we do this, I might be able to have like a person that is set aside to film some of the content, because we definitely had a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool stuff that we could share. And one of the things that we shared on that tour is this girl right here. This is Fiona the American Alligator. She has been on loan to us from a facility out in Ontario, and this is one of the last times I'm going to get to hold her, because pretty soon she's going to be heading back home. And I tell you, we are really going to miss her. She has been such an amazing ambassador. The information that we give on stage with her, the reaction from the audience is just spectacular. Here in Alberta and Saskatchewan, where we did this tour, you can't legally have a crocodilian as a pet. So that was kind of our messaging there. But you know, you don't focus too much on like animals as pets when it's an animal that you can't have as a pet. In Ontario, though, there are parts of Ontario you can legally own a crocodilian. Fiona was rescued from basically being kept in a basement in a box, and that stunted her growth. She is 25 pounds. She's about 4 feet long. She should be, at this point, at 14 years of age, closer to about 100, 150 pounds, if not more. Female alligators start to reach maturity around 15 years of age and can average about 200 to 300 pounds. And then the boys, the bulls, so those are the ones that are going to get really, really big. The males are the ones that can be 5, 6, 7, 800 plus pounds, 12, 13 feet long. These guys are amazing animals, despite not being a pet. Found in the southeastern United States. As a baby, they are kind of the bottom of the food chain. A hatching alligator is tiny, like 8 to 10 inches. So they're food for things like different birds like herons and storks, animals like snakes, fish, skunks, raccoons, even people's dogs and cats. Once they start to get this size or bigger, that is going to turn and they're going to become the predator. So we actually do feed her, obviously, because she eats food. That was very well thought of, Jason. And so check out this video of us doing some feeding with Fiona.
Ladies first. So if you hold that and kind of put it down kind of beside her head a little bit. Okay. And whistle. She's a completely different animal when she eats. So it's fun to watch. Okay.
Oh, watch out.
Yeah. You're fun.
I have to open the hemostat, so sometimes it gets stuck. Oh my god. Hey.
Just be careful.
Oh.
Monitors. A long time ago before I had to get rid of them. How much do you feed the whole pack?
Front, Sarah. First time I've seen this. Someone wanna go let Sarah in?
Where is she?
She's in the front.
Front?
Yeah, so did I.
Right now. You gotta work for it. Come on.
Good, yes.
Oh, sorry, that was my fault. Come on. There you go.
I was gonna say, Jason, I know you.
So she becomes a very different animal when she is in food mode. You definitely kind of have to respect that. She's very aware. So, you know, if you reached into her pond or her habitat while she was like feeding, that would be a good way to get bit. You'll notice though that like she's not taped. I don't have anything like kind of like restraining her. She could walk if she wanted. She could bite if she wanted. The thing is she doesn't want to. They're very smart animals, and as long as you don't give her a reason not to bite, despite having some pretty impressive teeth there, she's not going to. When we do our events, we do put some electrical tape around her mouth. Electrical tape isn't sticky, it doesn't hurt. No one thinks twice about putting a bridle on a horse or a collar or a harness on a dog or a cat, but sometimes people will see a crocodilian with tape to secure their mouth for safety, and they get upset. And that's just about education. I can understand that, like first looks and being like, that doesn't seem right. The other thing is during our shows and during our tours, she is not viewed by the public. She's off stage a good chunk of the day and then overnight. She'd come out 4 to 5 times a day for the show. When we were presenting her on stage, she did not have tape on her mouth. And then we would tape her for people to meet her, just again as safety. So if a kid didn't accidentally elbow her or something, didn't accidentally get grabbed, and then the tape would come off, and she would go back to her pond and be fine. So we don't have her taped up all day. We don't have people handling her all day. So that is one of those things that, you know, it's understood that is, you know, securing their mouth. All the pressure in an alligator's bite force or a crocodilian's bite force is on the downward pressure. I can literally hold her mouth shut with 2 fingers. They also have a very powerful tail, which they use for swimming, but can also use for defense. So they can hit with their tail. And their feet are really cool as well. If we get a close up of their feet. I know, sweetheart. So they are webbed, more so in the back than the front. But these guys are definitely like designed for being able to be landed on water. They can run really fast if they need to. So, you know, a big bull alligator charging a person is going to be pretty intense and terrifying. But their eyes are on top of their head, and they can just kind of float, keep their eyes, and watch for something smaller to come by and get grabbed. The people are not food for alligators. Alligator attacks do happen, but it's rare. We're big. We probably taste funny. You know, compared to something that they would normally eat. Even a big one is primarily going to be taking out like smaller mammals. They're not, you know, grabbing a cow that wanders too close. So yes, dogs and cats can be prey for them, but for the most part, you know, a person is not going to be a prey for an alligator. Unfortunately, it's oftentimes a defensive issue. So they are protecting their territory, something is invading, and when alligators attack, it often does make the news. There was a woman, for example, a couple of years ago in North Carolina that approached an alligator and tried to pet it. She got dragged into the water. She got away from it, stood up, and I'm dead serious about this, apparently said, well, I guess I won't be doing that again. And she was correct, because the alligator grabbed her again, and she ended up drowning. And unfortunately, when alligators end up in places, if they attack a person or even a large alligator, I just read an article in Oklahoma of an alligator that was found in a pond that was probably introduced there because they aren't found as far north as that one was found in the wild. And it was about, I think they said about 8 or 10 feet, and they euthanized it. There's only so many places that can take alligators, and you know, even to take them to like a farm where they're raised for meat and their skins and stuff. You know, in a lot of those cases, they just euthanize them anyways, and that's because of people. A really big alligator has been around for a while. You know, they don't grow fast overnight. So, you know, somebody's like 15, 18 foot, 500, 600 pound alligators, or, you know, potentially in their 30s, 40s, if not older. Alligators can live to be over 80 years, and they grow their entire lives. So it's not, you know, they are a long-living, amazing animal, but an animal that definitely deserves respect. They should not be kept as pets, and they definitely should be respected in the wild. The best way to not get attacked by an alligator or any kind of wild animal is to leave it alone and give it space. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this video meeting Fiona. Like I said, I'm going to miss her terribly. It's been such a privilege and an honor to be able to work with this animal. Working with crocodilians has been, you know, something I don't really get to do in Alberta, but visiting other facilities or working on tours with other organizations has let me get to work with a number of different species of crocodilians, and I have so much respect and admiration for them. And it was just awesome seeing people that had never seen an alligator in person and their response and the reaction to seeing one up close and getting to touch it, feel how soft its stomach is, how hard its back is, look into those eyes. It's been such an honor and a privilege to be able to have Fiona the American Alligator on tour with us. Now, we do have other videos with a number of crocodilians, including this video of me diving with crocodiles in Africa, or this video where we meet some of the crocodilians at Little Ray's Nature Center in Ottawa. So check those out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. All of our info is below. It's summertime. If you're coming to Calgary, make sure you add the YYC Nature Education Center as a place for your visit. And if you're in Calgary, come by and check us out or book a birthday party. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.